eraser. I don't need our eraser. Look at this. Look at my marker.
Can we start by making a picture? Huh?
All right, let's see.
Oh man, this eraser is so good.
Where did you guys leave off?
We never read any.
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did. Yeah, we did.
We left off right here.
I know.
You have a long way to go.
Yeah.
7.
We're going to, we're, if you can get all the way to the end, fine. If you can't, we'll make it work. Because I didn't have class with them at all yesterday.
Okay.
So,
I think we'll
it
manage.
is what it is. And I can probably get through these faster, so if you wanna just spend your time with that one, then I'll just grab the
Okay.
other one. Do what you have to do to meet your requirements.
Okay, perfect. All right. So what have you guys learned about so far? Even the book?
That black people weren't allowed to go in the same schools as white people.
And like
Restaurants.
Why not?
Black people
Because of some people didn't like the idea and
It
they
was
thought.
back before Martin Luther King Jr. gave his speech.
and people called them people of color.
Colored people.
They did the rest people.
We are people of color.
Yep, they had lots of different names. So,
I don't need an eraser because I have
all right, so are we on page
Dalton, what are you
6?
doing?
Right?
6, yeah.
All right.
So it says
Separate but
read.
equal.
Wait, raise your hand if you didn't get to read on Tuesday. So
No, you
don't.
got to though.
Okay.
Yeah, you did it first.
Yeah, me and Noah did.
You did
Oh, yeah.
first.
So Seth and Noah get to go first.
So then
Who's
I,
younger?
I
Who's
think Seth and William might need
Okay.
to switch spots.
Here's how we're gonna do this a little different. We're just gonna go paragraph by paragraph. So each of you are gonna read a paragraph. We're just gonna go right in order. Okay? That good?
Yep.
That's good.
Can I?
We're gonna start right here. You
If
guys
we-
ready?
If
Okay.
we want to, can we read a page?
We'll start with paragraphs. We'll get through everybody first. Ready? Go ahead.
In the late 1800s, the Supreme Court said that segregation of African Americans and white people was in agreement with the Constitution as long as they were separate but equal. The places for African Americans had to be equal to those for white people.
Okay. What does that mean so far? What did you guys get from that?
I got the
This is
they
what I
tried to
got.
keep them separate,
But why is that messed up?
because why?
Because they should be.
Like why?
Because they should be together.
Right? So their idea is we're just gonna make 2 of everything.
Yes.
I mean, right away that's already a really silly idea.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. You got the second one.
Did this really mean that African Americans had the same rights as white people? Suppose you find out that a group of students has taken over a table in the cafeteria. When you try to sit there, the group tells you to go somewhere else, and even if the group tells you to go somewhere else, even if there is a room. They point out that the other tables are the same. As a result, you feel that the members of the group think that they are better than you and do not want you around. Separate but equal. Do you think the students in these pictures have equal opportunities?
No.
Definitely not.
What are some of the differences there?
They have desks. They have chairs.
And these guys have all own space, and these guys are all like crammed together.
Yep. Trying to write on their laps. That's not easy.
No, it really isn't.
They have a door in here and they have it.
You ready?
This eraser is lower than this, but it's really good. Wait, this one?
Yep.
The doctrine of separate but equal does not make segregation right. Political leaders of the late 1800s failed to provide equal facilities for African Americans. Little money was spent on African American facilities. African American schools, for example, were not as good as those used by white people. Perhaps the most important
Hold
public.
on. Let's go with the doctrine.
I did that.
I know. What is doctrine? Without looking, just can we take a guess by what we read here? Right. The doctrine of separate but equal.
Definition.
Phrase?
Phrase?
I've never seen it, but I think you're right.
I think that's that was what they put
It's
forth.
like a belief.
The saying. The saying.
Is this like password?
Kind
A
of.
church thing or some sort?
It's an official position of separate but equal, right? They wanted the doctrine is the position that people can do. So
Can I
since
check now?
separate but
Can I
equal
check now?
put forth, go ahead and check. Since separate but equal put
It's
forth,
what is taught is true by a church, nation, or group. Belief. One of them is belief.
mm-hmm.
Told you. See, belief. That's one of the definition synonyms. Belief.
Calling out the words kind of
Dalton?
reminds me of the game show password.
Yeah, it does.
Are you sure that you should be blind?
We can draw.
All right. Here we go. You got next?
Perhaps the most important public facility is school. It is in school that people learn about citizenship and prepare themselves for the future. It is in school that people learn about their own culture as well as other people's cultures. A poor school leaves its students at a disadvantage.
Hey, come on. Stay with us.
In the mid-1820s, African Americans in a group called the Nation Association,
Try it again.
the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, decided to do something about the equality. James Walden about this inequality. James Weldon Johnson, a poet, led the group in a series of lawsuits to force the school boards to spend as much money on African American schools as they did on white schools. These lawsuits were also meant to start
Segregation.
integration, or the inclusion of people of all racial backgrounds in public places. The NAACP planned to do this in 3 ways.
All right. So what is integration?
Integration.
The inclusion of people of all racial people.
Yeah. It's bringing a whole bunch of different things, people, cultures, whatever, and bring them all together. Right?
Are we gonna write now?
Not quite yet. Okay. Go ahead and go through this blue section and then the paragraph for us.
By advertising, one, by advertising the American public how African Americans were discriminated against. But 2, by showing African Americans that they could fight against inequality. 3, by making it so expensive to provide separate but equal facialities that white
Try it again.
facilities that white Southern taxpayers would accept this idea of integration.
Yeah.
The NAACP was not able to carry out this plan at the time. We need more money. African American lawyers to do so. Fortunately, in the 1930s, a group of African American leaders took up the challenge.
Okay, so there we got the NAACP.
That's one big paragraph.
Okay, so they started filing lawsuits because the separate what equal was not equal, right? We know that from those pictures. That was pretty common for pretty much everything they tried to do, right? One was worse than the other. So he sued them, the government, because they had to provide more money, which meant all of a sudden the taxpayers were like, oh boy, we gotta give more of our money to the government. They didn't like that. So that made the idea of going to one school, one restaurant, one everything much more appealing, because it was also cheaper as well as the right thing to do.
So doing the right thing to do was just kind of a bonus, or?
That was the biggest part, yes. But it helps if it's also going to save money.
One of these
There was a bunch of really good reasons to do it, right?
Yeah. One of these leaders was a lawyer named Thurgood Marshall. He worked with another African American lawyer, Charles Hamilton, Houston, to fight.
It was Charles Hamilton, Houston.
Charles Hamilton, Houston,
There you
to
go.
fight segregation in public schools. At first, Marshall and Houston tried to win equal conditions for African American graduate students or people counting
Oh, try it again.
continuing their studies after college. They felt that white judges would respect the achievements of these young people. Marshall and Houston went on to win many cases. Two of the most important victories were in the late 1940s. They both involved aspiring lawyers, Herman George McLaurin.
Good. Okay, let's hold it there. Okay, so we've got, what does aspiring mean? Aspiring.
Griffith Joyner and Jackie Joyner Kersey, they are actually sister-in-laws. So, Michelle, what's your mark?
Basically,
Were you listening when you were reading?
And
No, you were drawing.
someone to
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this marker and
brother is
we'll get that back
Griffith Joyner, okay?
later when we need it.
I think I know.
courageous.
Who's got aspiring? No? Not quite. Who can pull it? You got it? You got it?
Such looking.
Someone to kind of look up to.
That's one way. If you aspire, it's you're setting a high goal that you want to achieve. Right? What does the back say?
Having, or you could do seeking. One of them seeking, one's desiring earnestly, and one is having an ambition for something.
Yeah. You want something better. You want something higher. You want to achieve something great. Okay? We're at you, right?
Yep.
We got the last paragraph here.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Herman.
Yep, this one.
Herman Smith applied to the University of Texas School of Law and was rejected. True to the doctrine of separate but equal, the state of Texas gave the university money to build a law school for African Americans until the new school was built. However, Smith had to attend a makeshift
school in the basement of the building when the new school was built. It was not as good as the University of Texas School of Law.
Okay, so there we have a situation where, because they wanted to keep them separate, and the University of Texas was building one for African Americans, he still had to be separated and go in the basement of a building to do his work to become a lawyer. Right? But did that stop him?
He became a lawyer.
He did. He became a very good lawyer.
The best lawyer in the world.
Next page.
Me? George McClellan applied to the University of Oklahoma. Since Oklahoma had no law school for African Americans, the university had to accept McClellan as a student. He sat in the same classroom as white students, but he sat alone. In 1950, Marshall brought these cases to the Supreme Court and won. In Sweat's case, the Supreme Court justices agreed that the facility for African American students was not equal to the one for white students. In McClellan's case, they recognized that sitting alone prevented him from participating in the class.
Yeah.
McLaurin,
Oh,
the Supreme Court ruled that Sweat McLaurin should be treated the same as other students. However, separate but equal facilities were still allowed in other places.
go ahead. Go to the next page.
George McLaurin is forced to sit alone in a classroom of white students. These Supreme Court rulings gave Marshall a way to fight segregation in elementary and high schools. The rulings proved that McLaurin's isolation within the classroom had made his education inferior. Marshall hoped that his education
Try again.
inferior.
Just start with Marshall.
Marshall hoped that this would make it easier for the NAACP to show that all forms of segregation were awful,
Oh, try it. What was that last word?
were harmful.
There we go. All right. Let's get to the next page.
Many parents ask their local NAACP to help them get better school conditions for their children. Some parents just wanted their segregated schools to be as good as the white schools. Marshall and other NAACP leaders persuaded these people to demand that their children be admitted to white schools. Oliver Brown of Topeka, Kansas, did not want his 9-year-old daughter, Linda, to cross train tracks on a busy street to get her to her bus stop. At first, he wanted safer transportation for her, but then he realized that the white school was only a few blocks away. It made more sense to ask that Linda be allowed to attend that school.
Good. Go ahead, you got last paragraph.
Linda Brown's case was first tried in the U.S. District Court for the District of Kansas in 1951. This court agreed that segregation made African American children feel less valued. However, Linda Brown still was not allowed to go to school with the white students. Linda Brown, as a child,
Yep, so that's the picture here. That's Linda
Cheryl Brown Henderson, Linda's sister, speaking at a celebration 50 years after the Brown v. Board of Education decision, along with President George W. Bush of the left.
So there we go. Brown versus, and whenever you see the V like this, when it's a legal case, that just stands for versus. So Brown versus the Board of Education. Okay, and what did they fight for in that?
Segregation being gone.
Yep, segregation being gone. Why was it important for her?
Oh, because her sister had to be separated, I think. Or
Right?
It was safer.
It was safer, right? Yeah, because the white school was a lot closer and a safer route,
When you're done, they do just that side.
right? It was a lot safer route. If she had to go to the African American school, she would have had to cross train tracks and dangerous roads.
Could have died.
Yeah. Right? So it just made sense. Go to the close one. Okay, let's go to the next page.
Flip to the page with the judges.
Yep.
In 1952, Thurgood Marshall brought Brown's case before the Supreme Court. The court did not make a decision at that time. The case was opened again in 1953 and was argued in the 14th Amendment. Gives all citizens of any ethnic background equal rights and equal protection under the law. In 1954, Chief Justice Earl Warren read the court's unanimous or fully agreed upon decision in favor of Linda Brown. The court concluded that separate schools are unequal. It also stated that anyone
There you go.
that anyone forced to go to a segregated school is deprived of the equal protection of the laws guaranteed by the 14th Amendment.
Good.
Supreme Court Justices 1953 left a newspaper announcing the court's decision below.
Good. All right. Next one.
The landmark decision was a great victory for African Americans, but it was just the beginning of a long and difficult struggle. The Supreme Court justices knew that many white people would fight against allowing African American children into their schools. They decided that integration
Nope. Try again.
integration
There you go.
should take place in a slow but steady manner.
I got a question.
Yep.
Will you have to bleep our faces out of that or something?
It's not showing faces. It's just shows the table
What is it for?
for my class.
So no, you wouldn't have to blur.
Southern politics found 3 ways to
Nope. Try
fight.
again. Southern what?
Politics.
Nope. The right track.
Politicians
There you go.
found
Politicians.
3 ways to fight the Brown versus Webb vegetation. One of these 3 tactics was
Oh,
to do
try again.
one of the
Oh, vocabulary word. Tact.
Don't add a word. You added 3 in there. Go ahead. Right here. Start at 1.
One of these tactics
Go.
was to do nothing but about helping
Nope. Try again.
integration.
There you go.
Along other was refused to obey the laws against
There's
segregation.
some again.
Another
There you go.
was refused to obey the laws against segregation. The third involved violence. Mobs of people threatened and insulted African Americans by their opponents.
Yeah. Okay. So tactics. What are tactics?
Like,
Strategies.
Yeah.
Skills.
Strategies.
yeah,
Yep.
advantages.
Strategies is going to be the closest one there.
Ways to
Yep.
gain advantage or success.
Ways to gain an advantage. Tactics where you want to use to
Yeah, strategies one.
strategies. Yep. Okay. There we go.
Shortly after the Supreme Court has declared school segregation unconstitutional, a group of people in Mississippi formed the White Citizens Council to fight integration. The members of the White Citizens Council and the similar groups took legal and illegal measures to prevent African American children from entering white schools. Besides handing out leaflets advertised their own point of view. They hurt those who did not agree with them. The members boycotted, refused to buy from businesses whose owners did not support segregation. They fired African American employees who tried to insist on the rights of their children.
Okay, so what were the 3 ways that the Brown versus Board of Education decision was fought?
Firing people who tried to insist their children
What were
better
the
rights.
3 tactics that they used? Violence was one. Yep.
So,
What was that?
council?
Council?
No, it can't be council.
Immigration, no.
Right? What did they do?
Refused to obey the laws against segregation.
Yep, they just said, I don't care what you say. I'm not going to do it. They were stubborn. And then what was the 3rd one?
Like
They boycotted.
he boycotted people. Yeah, that's bad.
Yep, pretty bad stuff that they did. Good.
I got a question.
Mhm.
What about the one where they killed the king or something? Like his...
Martin Luther King?
No, not that one. Another king.
Mom's looking. His name is.
He got thrown out of a truck or something, and then... Or, I don't know.
I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but
It was a king, and there was like a mob and stuff.
It was a story last year.
I think that one happened in the late 80s or 90s.
Yeah, but
Okay.
who was that guy and what was it about?
I don't remember the specifics, but the cops, some
The
bad
cops were involved
beat 'em up.
with in it.
Why did the cops have to kill him?
I don't remember. That was a long time ago. It was. All right, let's go next
It
page.
was Gandhi.
Who's got start? What do we got?
The people who were against integration
Segregation.
Nope. Yeah, right.
became more
Integration.
active. Newspapers showed photographs of mobs jeering at African American students
It's a yellow
who
word.
only wanted equal education.
What is jeering?
Laughing at people maniacs.
Yep, laughing at them, mocking them, teasing them.
Laughing
I
at
know that 'cause
rudely or unkindly mocking
If you have the evil trait in the game Sims 4, you can jeer people,
Yep, that would be
which my
accurate.
sister did once.
Okay, go ahead. Stay on track.
And once I started fights with people and punched them.
Instead of being discouraged, African Americans continued to fight. New laws were made ending segregation in all public facilities. In 1967, Thurgood Marshall became the first African American U.S. Supreme Court Justice. In
Go ahead.
With me?
Yep.
Segregation.
Nope, try it again.
Integration
There you go.
did not progress quickly through in 2004. On the 50th anniversary of the Brown versus Board of Education decision, educators met at Central Missouri State University. They found that schools were becoming segregated again, partly because our nation had not been paying attention to desegregation. The educators restated the importance
Try it again.
of restated
Go.
the importance of diversity in the U.S. schools and vowed to renew the fight, make it happen.
Okay, diversity. What's another yellow word?
Wait, so what year was this like?
2004.
Oh, I was thinking of the I'm
This
gonna
was 6
make it
years ago?
happen.
No.
Make it happen. I'm gonna make it
15.
happen.
15 years ago?
Make it happen.
Well, 15 years ago, we just discovered that we're still not
Make it
doing.
happen.
It's not happening
I'm gonna make
quickly
it
enough. We need to do better.
So
There weren't more laws against it or anything like that. What's diversity?
variety.
Variety. Yep.
Or a sequence. A sequence could be one too.
variety.
Yep.
It says.
Or could it be a sequence too?
Yeah, right. And that was
That's
off
more
the
of a
top of my head.
pattern. Okay. Okay, what was it, or why was it so important that Thurgood Marshall became a Supreme Court justice?
Because he he was wasn't he an African American?
Yep, we know him through our story. What did he do in our story?
He made it so African Americans could go to white people's schools.
He helped
for
in
white
that.
people.
Yep. And he faced a lot of
Trouble.
racism and a lot of bad things, right?
Racism is bad.
So it's good that he makes it onto the Supreme Court because he's had an experience in this. So when court cases come through, it's really nice to have people making decisions who have
Thurgood
first-hand
Marshall's on
experience
this
with
page.
these things,
This
right?
is him.
Yeah.
This
But I
is
got a question.
Thurgood.
Mm-hmm.
What school?
Mayville State.
I think
I was
this is
thinking Valley
Thurgood
City.
Marshall, right?
Okay. Yes. Yep. So he was a lawyer that was really important in our story, right? And then he became a Supreme Court justice, which is the highest in the country. Okay, why was it possible in 2004 for segregation to be happening again?
Because
Thurgood Marshall. What Thurgood Marshall was doing.
In 2004, why was segregation happening again?
Because they forgot about it.
They forgot about it. They stopped paying
Segregation was
attention to it.
Why black people go to white people's schools?
Segregation is separate.
Why they're
like they were
separate?
separating, like they were saying, you have to go to this bathroom and we get to go to the mansion.
Yes, we get to poop on mansion front yard. We
Okay.
get to poop on golden toilet.
You get
Practically.
Yeah,
Yes,
get it
ma'am.
right now.
All right, so someone is going to.
Wait, no, this little one.
Okay, you're gonna write the first
thing
word.
we need to read.
Can you write
It says this.
aspiring?
Children of different ethnic
Aspiring.
backgrounds share the same
Right,
oppression as a
right
result
up here
to
in the middle so we can all
segregation.
see it. Aspiring.
teacher. Look at this.
No. You gotta pay attention.
Look
Right.
at
Little
no. We have to
smaller.
read this.
I already did. I just did.
We did.
It says
Okay, and I want you to write discrimination right here. You're gonna write diversity up here.
Dalton's
Diversity.
the FBI.
You need to write doctrine right up here, where everyone can see it.
Can I write Tom Brady?
You're writing integration. You're gonna write jeering.
You can hear people in Sims 4. It's funny.
I'm debating with myself.
On it, and on Sims 4, if you have the main trick, you can yell at them, and you can make them have fights, and you can make them declare you guys hate each other.
Integration.
I did that once with my, because I went to Manage World and made a sim that's mean, and then fight with my
I mean, this was really bad, but I also wasn't looking while I did it.
It was also in the
Tactical.
neighborhood. It was funny.
Oh, I was thinking tactical shotgun from Fortnite.
I don't play.
Same base word.
Yeah, I don't play Fortnite anymore.
All right, so let's go through this game.
Finn,
What?
you never played for
What does this one mean? See it?
Like a model almost.
What's this word?
A life
first of all?
goal.
What is it?
Aspiring.
Aspiring.
Aspiring. And a
What do we
life
got?
goal.
Life goal. How about discrimination? What is discrimination?
Making fun or poking, like being mean and provoking.
Provoking? No.
It's kind of like jeering.
Yep.
That's cheating, Seth. I can't.
What do we got for discrimination? How about you?
Nation.
What does discrimination mean?
Discrimination is like,
Do we know without cheating? Okay, go ahead and cheat. What is
an act of
discrimination?
showing an
Wait, I
unfair
remember
distance
doctrine.
difference in treatment. So like it's being unfair or mean.
Believe.
Yep. Go ahead. Diversity. What's diversity?
Variety.
Variety. Doctrine.
Belief.
Belief. Yep.
Tactics.
What's tactics? What are tactics?
Ways to gain advantage
Ah,
or success methods.
Strategies. Yeah. All right. Read this word for us.
Integration.
This is one we had We had a little trouble with integration today. We like to call it interrogation, which is something very different.
Yeah, interrogation is like when you interrogate someone. But he told me I was the FBI. I want to be the FBI.
Still got theories.
No, you don't. Then nobody.
Okay,
FBI,
how about,
open up.
bring your focus back. Bring your focus back. How about this one?
What is that?
Laughing at maniacally.
Making fun.
Yep, making fun.
Mocking.
Being mean.
Teasing.
All right.
Mocking. Dabbing on people's bodies.
Oh, okay.
Those are all forms of jeering. Yes.
Dabbing on people's
Okay.
bodies.
Now, let's put these in alphabetical order. We're gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Aspiring
6.
is definitely first.
Aspiring is first. Are we sure?
Finn, don't erase it.
Let's put a 1. Let's put a 1 by it.
Can I have my marker
Do we all agree on
back?
that?
Yeah, we all agree.
Number one.
Okay, that's
Can I
number
have my
1.
marker back?
What is number 2?
I'm not the FBI, Dalton.
Hey, what's the second? Alphabetical order. What do we got? What's number 2?
Doctrine. No, tech. Discrimination. Is it doctrine?
Wait. It's one of the D's. Should we erase these?
No, not yet.
D-I.
Wait, which one?
No, it's jeering. No, it's discrimination.
No, it's diversity. Wait.
No, because V. S.
It's discrimination.
All right. So are we
Can
sure
I have
that's
my
2?
marker back so I can write?
What do we got? 3.
Well, we're just trying to put them in number order.
Alphabetical order.
Can I have my marker? No, I'll write 4.
It's easy. Welcome to Canada.
Okay. What is 5?
F.
Are we sure?
This is okay. No, that's 5. Jeering
We
is
don't
5.
have
Jeering is 5.
integration.
Are we sure?
Jeering is 5. Yes.
Are we sure? We got these 3
We
left.
don't have integration.
Let's take a look at them.
Integration.
Yes, sir.
H-I-J. That's so cool.
So which one's 5?
Integration.
Integration. Jeering is 6. Which one is 7?
Tactics.
But he wrote on my arm.
Now that
No,
you
you
guys,
put your arm on my marker.
all right. Now that you guys have that down,
Not right. No, where are we gonna put our books?
I have it stuck in my
How do I
head.
get this off?
You
just leave it.
lick it.
Wait till you have a chance to wash your hands.
A, the Fonz approves.
Do this. I have some in my hand. You need to lick your finger like this, and then do this.
You got it?
It's totally works. Actually, it does work. Lick your finger and then rub it on the marker spot.
It came off.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
have to lick your finger.
Start working on the vocab sheet.
Do I use it with this?
No.
I'm gonna try my name.
What should we probably grab?
shooting hoops
Can I
every
have my name with
day
the vote?
for hours
No.
and hours because he
Oh,
wants
that's fun.
Except meant for dry erase boards.
It looks like an ice.
I erased doctrine. Ben, seriously?
Actually, no, W is.
Well, I don't have a pencil. Should I just write on this with the marker?
No. So you guys go back to your desks now, right?
I don't care.
Yeah. Go back to the desks.
Finn, I
To
feel
your
so
pencils.
not the king anymore, Finn.
And let's go.
Finn, you're no longer the
Go,
king.
go, 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 go.
My amazing female athletes.
Go, 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 go.